Hello, thank you for joining us on Bourbon Tasteoffs. This is episode number 82. And in this episode, we're going to have some bookers. We've got a guest host, Reed. He introduced some bookers here. And before we get into this, I recognize you. You've been a viewer for quite some time, but yet I don't recognize you on our subscriber list. If you could please, it's an easy thing to do. It's actually free. I know typically when people hear subscribe, they think, all right, how much is this going to cost me? Well, it's actually nothing. It just gives you notification whenever we have new episodes out. So if you could do us a big favor and just subscribe, we'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And we're going to get right into this now, into the bookers. I'll introduce myself. I'm Todd.
I'm Tiffany.
I'm Reed.
I'm Chris.
I'm Don.
Reed is new to the show. So Reed, what is your bourbon experience?
Started about 2 years ago with the typical basil haze. Jesus. Definitely were my words. And went into Penelope a little bit. Went to Ayra's because they had a Bardstown store pick rye coming out. Started going there. Went on a random Wednesday. Met a couple people who go every Wednesday and just drink bourbon, bring their own bottles. And next thing you know, I was going there every Wednesday and met a guy named Porkchop who got me my first Booker's, Jimmy's batch, and ever since then it's been a slippery slope where I'm just buying them every time I see them.
And now everybody knows you as Mr. Bookers,
Correct,
right?
Yep. I got a closet full of these boxes now.
That's amazing. And, it's kind of apropos because you said you started with like Basil Hayden, which is a Jim Beam product, and you kind of stayed with Jim Beam going into Bookers. So that's...
Yeah, I never really considered it like that either.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's a great quality product, obviously. Everybody knows, everybody who's, I think even if you're not into whiskey, you've heard of Jim Beam before, right?
Yep.
So that's fantastic. I'm really getting anxious to taste some of these. So before we do, we're going to let you in on the secret of what this bottle lineup is, and here it is. The bottle lineup in this episode of Bourbon Tasteoff's Booker's Edition is in glass 1. It is batch 2022-02. It is the Lumberyard batch. It is aged for 7 years, 1 month, and 7 days, and is 124.8 proof. In glass 2, it's the 2024-02 batch. It is the Beam House batch. It is aged for 7 years, 2 months, and 22 days, and it's 124.6 proof. In glass 3 is the 2025-02 batch. It is By the Pond batch. That one is aged for 7 years, 1 month, and 20 days, and it is 126.5 proof. And in glass 4 is batch 2024-03. That is the Master Distiller's batch. That is aged for 7 years, 8 months, and 7 days, and it's 130.3 proof. All right, now we're back, and we're going to roll right now to find out what order we're going to taste these in. Obviously starting with 1, but we're going to find out what the order is. And if Reed would roll that 3-sided die.
In there?
Yeah, if you could. It's a 3. So 3 against 4, meaning 1 against 2. So we do not change the order at all.
Beautiful.
And it really kind of doesn't matter because these are all blind to us anyway. We have no idea what order they're in. Reed obviously knows which ones he brought, but they're not in the order that he brought them in. So
There is a new one that I have not tried, though.
Fresh crack.
there is a fresh crack. All right. We always start with a cheers. I really appreciate getting together with everybody and drinking this stuff. So cheers. We got some little fancy glasses for
I'm
glass.
not sure. Am I drinking bourbon or am I having a hard-boiled egg?
Oh,
Pinky out.
pinky's out.
There we
Pinky's
go.
out. Lady, gents.
Cheers. Nose it up. Ooh, it smells like Booker's.
Yep. And it does.
Anybody taste it yet?
I did a little. Be careful in these glasses. It definitely comes out faster than it does in the blends.
It's a shooter.
It was like, the lips got it.
So apparently there's a learning curve to tasting these little stemmed,
Cordials.
sipping chalices.
Yes, the sipping chalice.
It is nutty as you would expect.
Oh, yeah. I think that'll be the theme of the day on the Bookers.
But I am such a big fan of that. Because you're not getting that right off the still, right? You're going to get maybe some grain notes. You're going to get, obviously, proof. And then it's when you add it to the wood and actually age it and stuff where that, whatever the mash bill is, whatever the proof is that they started with and the components, it all goes into that wood and actually gets that nutty notes out of that. And that's just delicious. And I've always been impressed with the color on it. In fact, on every Booker's label, they brag about the amber hue of it.
Oh, remember reading all of them tickets the last time?
Yeah.
Everyone and the amber hue.
Amber. Bet it looks like amber.
Wait, what color is it?
Note, amber.
Yes. Let's put that in here now. Man, that is.
It's delicious. It's sweet, vanilla, caramel, the nuttiness.
Yep.
There's only been one Booker's that I have not liked.
Really? Do tell.
It was technically it was a little book. Little book chapter 6. I believe Don had it when I got it. Was very excited. Brought it to Ayra's.
Okay.
No free marketing there. But it was very disappointing. I think everybody there was also disappointed as well.
That was
Especially
not-
when
that
the
was
little
not
book
good.
is actually even more allocated than Booker's, even though
Yeah.
I know most people would be like, well, Booker's isn't allocated. I haven't seen it out more.
Yeah.
But there was a time, though, where once it was on the shelf, it would go quickly.
This is like a salted nut roll without the salt. You know, I mean, this is very, you know,
Yeah.
it almost has like that like nice sweetie, like nougaty center almost. You know, it has some character into it. You know, this is very good.
I agree. I am going to roll over to 2 and see if I get the same Booker nose out of it.
The nose on these is so light, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, you kind of get that one note of that like kind of corn like sweetness up front on the majority of them. You know, you really get like that punch of peanut and everything, and then you hunt for something else. You know, I mean.
Yeah. I wouldn't say typically, like if it's a fresh crack, I think the nose can be a pretty high burn alcohol, only because it is like usually they're between 126 and 130.
130, yeah.
So yeah, it's some high proof.
Yeah. Which is, you're right.
Which
And
is-
for a nose like this.
Yeah.
I do like the higher proof as well compared to when you start with bourbon. You're always on those lower proofs.
Yeah.
And then you find something like this that you actually like. You're like, it all makes sense now.
As long as it's not drinking its proof to where you're getting kind of blown out by it, you know.
Going with that, I was really thinking, like, you're not noticing the proof. I didn't notice the proof as much in 1. 2
Notice a little more, yeah.
comes off a lot proofier and definitely leaves a bit more burn. 1 was extremely smooth.
1 was so
2 gives you
sweet
the
on the
hug.
nose too. It just 2 isn't as sweet on the nose. I just wonder if it's the difference in the glass shape too.
That's a good point. I mean, obviously they can see that we're using
Yep.
2 different Glen styles here, going from 1 to 2. I hope that it is not part to blame as far as the difference that we're getting, but if it is, it is. I mean, we're kind of just going with what we're getting off the nose and the flavors anyway. So
More Glens are on the way. Sorry, guys.
I mean, yeah, because it's definitely, you go back and forth between the 2. There's a much lighter nose on 1. And is it,
Yeah.
the way the Glen's designed to basically go and try and.
But I mean, like Stag, we've had a Stag episode where we had all the same year, all different batches. They're all different.
Yep.
Correct.
I mean,
Yep.
Bookers are all going to be different as well. They are the first mass-produced foolproof bottle out there.
And I believe these are all
I didn't even
different
know that.
years.
Yeah.
Learned something new today.
Oh, there you go, Mr. Reader.
Yep, they are all different years.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So not even just different batches. So
Correct.
so with Bookers, like Stag, they have 4 different options that come out every year. Correct?
Correct.
Yep.
But I haven't done a lot of research in this, but I did have a 2016 6, which I don't know why they went to 6.
Was that interesting?
Yep.
Wow.
I think that's the only year where it went past 4.
How'd you get across the 2016 6? Like you said, you started about 2 years ago, so that'd be 2024. You really went hunting for an 8-year-old Booker's, and what does that put you back?
So, luckily, once again, Pork Chop.
Always the shout out.
Always the shout out
Yep.
for Chopper.
You got to know a chop.
He was working on my car because he does it all, the chop shop. And he's like, "Oh, you're not in this Facebook group yet, but there's a 2016 Bookers where it was like $10 a line for like the last 6 lines." He goes, "I'm gonna buy them all." He's like, "If you want it, it's yours." I'm like, "Done deal. Let's do it," because I wasn't in the Facebook group yet. He wins, obviously. You'd hope you win with 6 lines.
Right?
And then Wednesday comes, he already had the bottle. He told me to crack it, take a drink. If I like it, it's mine for $60.
Wow.
Awesome.
I wish I would have poured a little 2-ounce sample just to keep in reserve, but killed it about a month ago. Don't think I'll ever get it again.
No, but I mean, eventually, and that is the sorrow that like
Yep.
whiskey collectors kind of go through.
Yep.
You go through that effort to find some of the things that you get, and then eventually
you don't wanna drink it.
Eventually, you don't want to drink it, but then you save it for special occasions.
Yep.
But eventually, those special occasions come to a day where you do finish it, and it's
Yep.
like it's a sad day.
Like,
Just drink it or put it in a smaller bottle so it doesn't oxidize.
Yeah.
So, is there a term that you use for that bottom of the bottle? Is that the foot pour? Like if you're going like the body,
the toe jam.
The toe jam. There you go.
yeah, you don't want the toe jam.
Don't want the toe jam.
or the neck pour.
Yeah, well,
If you're gonna get down to the toe jam, just get it out right away.
well, unless you're really pounding through that bottle, you just don't want it to age for too long because it's gonna get too much oxygen in it. And it's just gonna it's not gonna be how you remembered it, or it's just gonna go bad, and you're gonna be disappointed that you didn't drink it sooner, or So
See, you can just function like Brad and I. Like our special occasions are
Tuesdays, Wednesdays,
Thursday,
Thursdays,
whatever, Friday. Open the bottles, drink them.
We'll get another one.
Yeah, exactly. We know chops.
There you go. See, there you
That
go.
is a good point.
Yep. I'm ready to pick here.
So let's do it. We'll just keep leaning on the new guy. Reed, why don't you start it out? Tell us which one you like better, one or two.
I like one better, but I don't know if it's due to the difference in the glens. I feel like it has a little more flavor. It comes off a little hotter as well, which I kind of like. I think it's a higher proof based off that, but it also could be different in glens. Who
Sure.
knows?
Yeah.
We'll just have to, after the show, go back and do it again.
Revise.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good
For
man.
science. For
Correct.
science.
Science.
Research purposes.
Science.
So I would take one over two. The noses are very similar to me, but I also think when it comes to Booker's, the noses just across the
board are kinda similar.
very similar.
Yeah.
I think you're right on. Anybody disagree? I will go. Like Chris made a mention of two, like kind of feeling more heat, and I agree. And at first it was kind of a put off because especially you're going from one which was more sweet and then going to two which is a higher proof. Well, then when I went back to one, because I always like to go back just to try to reverse the order, then I thought one was too sweet. I was almost like, wow, how did that happen? Because one was so enjoyable, and it still is, believe me, I'm enjoying both of these. But then two just stepped up almost, and it's like, you even made a comment, like, you better hope two doesn't go on. And I'm like, why? Because I keep drinking it? Yeah, because I like it. It's like, the finish it provides me is fantastic, and so I'm picking two.
I'll go. I am also picking two. I really liked one. I like that sweetness, the nuttiness, but in two, I felt like it has more spice to it. And I like the spicier notes that you find in bourbon mixed with the sweetness, and I feel like two has that complexity.
Where are you at, Don?
I'm kind of with one. I kind of like that sweeter note today, or at least in this first, round here. I kind of get more of a candy bar note out of one. It's not a huge difference between one and two to me. It's slightly spicier in two, but I think I kind of like that little bit sweeter note in one for this round. So I'm gonna push one forward. It's a tough one. It's kind of like a sweet to spicy kind of
They are
jam.
very, they are very similar.
They are kind of similar. I think one's a little
thought.
sweeter. I think two's a little spicier. But for this round, I'm gonna pick one.
The one is definitely sweeter. So now I'm trying to decide, am I deciding based on what I would do normally to go and drink, or what we would have here? Because here, I think normally I would probably default to two. But man, after that last little taste, I'm gonna go with one.
Oh,
He did make a decision.
I
You're
did.
so wrong.
I went in the entire line down. I'm like, I'm two. And then the last taste, I'm like, I'm one.
Here's the one.
Here's the one.
Woo!
All right, we're gonna move on to 3 and 4.
Does the price pretty much stay the same, like at the same store for each release, or do you see it varying by release?
Actually, we're seeing some good things. Usually it always was around 100 to 110 recently. I heard back in the day when they first started producing in 2015, it was closer to $60. But now we're starting to see like 85, 80, 90. I just got the newest release for $85. I actually don't know what store got it from because Ryan L got it for me. He's $85. I'm like, done deal, bring it back to me. But then some stores you still see it at 100, so it's kind of just going up and down.
All right.
Gentlemen, let's pull it back into the brackets.
3 and 4. Here we go. Thanks, Tiff.
This is tough. I'm
This
not
one
gonna
is.
lie.
I'm going with 4.
Oh, he's starting it out.
It's like,
Chris
not
just
getting me
Chris
again.
just kicked down.
I'm enthralled to hear your
I
explanation.
literally went from going the last taste. I'm like, all right, I went and did a deep nose in each.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, I got a bit proofier on the nose on one. I'm like, oh, I'm getting a little bit. But I went for a final taste, and the lingering taste I got on 3 was the nuttiness that you get. 4 had that, but then it changed over to a kind of a caramelly, but almost kind of a toffee. And that lingered and stayed, and it's still there. And I'm like, nope, I love that. That's the taste that I love. So I jumped 4.
Very good. Anybody?
I'm also gonna go with 4. I think the finish is overall better. Very similar. I thought they were the same for a little bit when we were talking, but just went back. 4, the finish I think is overall better. It's got that caramel, like Chris was saying. Just sits there. It's still sitting there.
Yep.
Yep. Anybody want to try to even this thing out, or are we going to run the table with this thing?
I think we're on the table. I'm going 4 as well. So I mean, if anybody's jumping in 3, you better do it. Well, there's 3 for 4.
We already gave him a chance.
Yep.
Yep.
Too late.
So we obviously know we're all doing 4.
4.
I'm just going to throw a couple little extra notes in there. Like, as I'm tasting these, I'm also, trying to find out things about Reed, find out things about the sale of, Jack Daniels potentially, and all these other things that we talk about. So then I kind of take my focus off of what I'm trying to taste. I'm really thankful that Chris stepped in and said, "Whoa, okay."
Yeah.
Then I'm like, "Let me see if he's wrong," and then I'm like, "Nope,
Go
he's back
right
into
into it. Yeah, right. Exactly.
So
All
yeah,
right, then. So,
Here's the 4.
The 4.
1 and 2 matched off against each other, and we decided that 1 was better than 2. Although I picked 2, I picked this one, so I'm a fan of this. This is the 2024 02, and I'm gonna give all these bottles to Reed because he is the readers of this episode. So if you want to just kind of give what notes, like kind of the age, the proof, that kind of stuff, what you know about it.
So this is the Beam House batch. So the 2 would be, it came out in quarter 2 because, as Todd said earlier, it's 1 through 4 each quarter release. This is 7 years, 2 months, and 22 days to be exact. And it is 124.6 proof.
Well, that is one of the lower proofs, I guess, on Booker's.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I'm interested to know what proof 1 is then, because
I-
I felt like 1 I felt like 1 was less proof. But
that's a great point.
Probably
Yeah, I
not.
thought 2 was proofier when
Me too.
when I first had it right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the opposite.
Yep.
I feel like 1 is the fresh crack because I was not familiar with that one.
Oh,
And
okay.
I've never had the 22 before. So that's the first time I've ever tried that particular batch. And I feel like it was 1.
You're just
That's
trying to impress us
interesting,
that
yeah.
out of all the different Booker's options, you can identify one that you've never had before.
Sure.
And now
The
watching
peanut water.
Watch
That
me-
peanut water is slightly different.
Yep, exactly.
Watch me be proved wrong when you open
Well,
that
you
bag.
could be, but if
yeah,
you're not,
there you
man,
go.
you're really.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
I'll tell you what, if Reed nails it, it's the reader of readers.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Testing that palate.
Well, let's
Yep.
get to this deciding because we want to know
Here we go.
if the readers want to know.
The readers, the readers want to know.
That's right. And then we had 3 and 4, and
3 bowed out.
they were close though.
Yeah,
were.
They were close. And this one is the 2025-02.
Yeah.
I believe that's the by the pond.
It is by the
by the
pond.
pond.
And again, I'll give it to you to talk more about it. Thank you.
So this one is 126.5 proof. 7 years, 1 month, 20 days. By the pond, and personally, this was my favorite out of the 2025.
Okay. I'm going to give this to Reed since, again, we keep
boy.
picking on Reed, but he's going to be the first to read a
Oh,
dad
boy.
joke.
The Leaning Tower of Pisa and the Tower of Big Ben were thinking of starting a family, but they called it off. One didn't have the time and the other didn't have the inclination.
That's a great tower joke.
It's better than what could have
Yeah, let's go this way. It's better than what?
Better than what could have gone for 2 towers.
That's true.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That was not a 9/11 joke, was
Honestly,
let's say it's a Lord of the Rings joke. There you go.
Yes.
I still don't think enough time has passed. I still think it's too soon.
somehow, okay, I'm not gonna lie. My mind was in the gutter. with
Gimli.
that. I did not think of either of those things. I thought of the gutter.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Even better.
Okay.
Even better.
Brad, you're a lucky man.
All right, you ready? You ready for this one? Why don't race car drivers eat before a big race?
Why?
Why?
They don't want indigestion. Indigestion.
Oh, indigestion. That might have been said. I don't remember it though. Is that bad?
It was said that badly. All right, there you go.
I mean, I think the Indy 500 is coming up though.
It is.
That one spoke to my heartburn problem. So.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. I'm a huge gaming nerd, and people have been telling me to get a life, but that's dumb. I have lots of lives. Respawn. Respawn. I'm really trying to help this joke out.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Kid, what's on TV? Dad, dust.
Oh, that's true nowadays, maybe,
yeah,
because
joke.
everybody's just doom scrolling. Why do they call it doom scrolling? Is it because you just can't get off the damn thing?
It's just literally you're just.
Alright.
Yeah, done.
I'm calling it zombie scrolling.
Yep, that'd be the
Something.
same thing.
Yeah.
Little brain rot.
Yeah.
I just call it, what bottle am I buying next?
What algorithm am I part of?
Yeah.
Right? How did I get in this algorithm?
I built my algorithm for
Myself.
Yeah.
They know me better than I do. What the
Right?
fuck?
Yep.
What do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear.
Oh,
I like that.
That is cute to end on, Chris. Thank you.
1 against 4.
1 against 4. This will be interesting. Yeah, it's very sweet. Going back to it.
1 or 4.
1.
Yeah.
It is. It's a different sweet.
It is.
I'm trying to think of what that is.
I'm thinking like a marzipan, almost like an almond paste kind
Yeah.
of thing.
It still reminds me of like one of them salted nut rolls, you know? And
Yeah.
it's like that, you know, like you're almost eating it, but without the salt, you know? It's not,
Yeah.
it's not salty.
It's almost
just like,
sugared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But if I
Like
sprinkle
a
little
sugared
salt
almond.
there,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
that'd
Yep. I'm not mad at it.
No. No. But it's surprising you get some of these notes off of a bourbon where
Yeah,
it's
right.
125 plus
Yeah,
proof
exactly.
or whatever.
It's a
Like
fa- it's
one
a-
I could just sip
Yeah.
yeah,
all day.
It's like a fat boy's dream. It's like a liquid candy bar.
Fat boy. That should have been your joke.
Retake.
Was that a read take or retake?
Well, hey,
I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm sticking with 1.
Okay. So Reed has 1. I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna go to 4. Right now I just think 1 is a little too sweet for me. I think 4 just hides those sweetnesses, and yet when you're looking for them, they're there. Almost giving you like complexities, I guess, in a way, kind of layers of options. So I'm just a big fan of that, and I'm picking 4.
I was like, do you want to jump in?
I was gonna
So
go.
you're
With,
not
I'm
last?
going with 4 too.
Okay.
I'm going for like a lot of things like Todd said. This one, yeah, it's a different sweetness. This one, that little toffee kind of lingering. I held it in my mouth a little bit. It's got a nice little viscosity kind of to it and leaves the mouthful. 1 is really good. It's that different sweetness. That toffee that just kept staying at the end really got me. So I'm 4 as well.
Yeah.
The fat guy in a candy store with the candy bar here. 1 was just real sweet, had a lot of that going on. I just kind of liked them notes, as Reed kind of mentioned. You know, summer, a little sweeter note going on. I did like 4. I love that toffee note in here. They were both. It was hard. It was a hard decision. It was kind of sweet against sweet. You know, a candy bar note compared to a toffee note. You know, they were both very good. Probably very similar in proof, even though you'd think the sweeter notes being a little more sweet in 1 you'd think it would be lower proof. But I bet they're probably pretty similar.
I'm in the same dilemma. Like, right now, today, I'm like, damn, 1 is good. Like, I could sip this all day. I like the sweetness. But if I'm looking at these, like, these are on my shelf at home, and tomorrow Brad and I pick a bottle to drink, it's going to be 4 for me. Because I like the complexity, I like the spice, those notes. But I also love sweet. and it gives you that, and 1 is delicious. Like, I would love to have a bottle of 1 as well. But 4.
Here's the 4.
Just 4.
We're going to show one right now.
First.
1 went up against 4 and lost out. This was a 22-02. So what I'm seeing so far is they're all...
You
nailed it.
Yeah, you
Nailed
did
it.
nail it.
Wow.
So far, they're all the second batch of each year. So I'm curious to see if that's the fact going forward. So tell us about this 22.
I'm 95% sure. So this 2022-02 again was a fresh crack today that I got from.
Oh, that was a sweet fresh crack.
Yeah.
Super good.
That's why I'm like, I never had this one before. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I think it's this one. It is the Lumberyard batch.
Oh,
124.8, 7 years, 1 month, 7 days, and that went up against the Beamhouse batch, which was 124.6.
What was the proof in that one? The new one.
The first one.
The 22.
The 22.
124.8.
Wow.
oh, so it's
Wow.
point 2
They're
different.
almost
That
identical.
is a dangerous bottle.
Yeah.
Because you
That
do
is
not
so
get
crushable.
that.
Sweets.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm gonna need to somehow get my hands on another one. of
Yeah.
these.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know where I can get one, so
Yeah. Wow.
we're good there.
Safe to say.
That is a great bottle. I mean, they all are, and it's really interesting that you brought all of the second batches of each year. And I'm just curious if
I think it is.
it's not. It's actually 03 of 2024, and this one is Master Distiller's batch.
Oh, yep.
So that ended up winning. So tell us about that.
Shocker, highest proof one,
130.3.
130.3. And then it's 7 years, 8 months, 7 days. So they're all in that 7 year range.
They are in that 7 year. That is so interesting, and you know, you were right talking about those little cards because they tell you what what warehouse they've taken them out of, and like what percentage of each barrel in that warehouse. So they're very transparent, which is fantastic.
Now this is the winter. I'm like, oh, I look back. So I have 3 bottles at home. My background with Booker's, I've seen it all those times in the years. It used to always be something you'd see it even when you knew about like, some of the Buffalo Trace or Pappy you couldn't find.
Yeah.
I would still see Booker's.
Infinity Glen, when
And then
tasting sipping that one?
Booker's disappeared. But when I went my first time down through the Bourbon Trail, first place we stopped at was Jim Beam. And they had Booker's, they had the 2403, the Master
it's pretty
Distiller
nice,
blend.
eh?
So I grabbed that. That is what, oh no, it was the 2302. Sorry, the 23. I'm back. I'm like, so wait, about the 23. I was like, wait, I was there in 23, not 24. So that's what we actually, when Corey and I got married, we did a unity shot. So exchanged rings
fun.
and then a shot, and it was Booker's. I fresh cracked it that day, put it in a flask, brought it to the wedding. Down by the altar, we did that. And so then, the 2403 is the next bottle I bought next year for our 1 year anniversary.
Oh.
And then I have the 2503 that I have this year that I haven't opened yet.
So you actually have a bottle of the
I
winner.
have a bottle of this one at home. I just went and looked to check right now. Yeah, so I have 3 bottles of Booker's at home, and that is one of the 3 that I have.
Fantastic. You picked a good one then because it ended up passing our tasting profiles.
There we go.
Yep.
I got a funny story about Booker. So I've never been to the Bourbon Trail. My mom and stepdad, they're not into bourbon, but they went with their friends. I'm like, you gotta stop at Jim Beam on your way back to Tennessee. So she goes there, she sends me the pictures, and my favorite little book, Chapter 8, it's a mixture of all the ryes. I'm like, can you get me a bottle of the Chapter 8? She goes, well, why don't you want Chapter 9? It's the new one. And then the next text was, do you really spend this much money on bourbon?
You're like, Mom, mind your business.
Don't worry about it, Mom.
Yeah.
I've got a job.
That's hilarious.
The Venmo's coming.
Right.
Chapter 8, please.
You know what? Throw Chapter 9 in there too, Mom.
That is
Gonna
so
get all
funny.
nosy in my business.
Exactly.
Reed, I really appreciate you coming on and sharing some of your Bookers. Viewers, listeners, we really appreciate you viewing and listening to what we're kind of talking about, dealing with our doo-doo jokes and all that other stuff. You know, we do have a fun time hanging out and actually tasting some of these things, and we think you would too. So get the Masters. I think that's still probably available in some places,
Yeah,
a little easier to find.
Yep.
It's probably in the Ayra's back room.
Sure,
you
they
go.
all are in the basement.
Ayra's back room, and join the Wednesday Whiskey Weasels. Please make sure you like and subscribe and check out our next episode. Thank you very much.